Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukha Swarupaya Swami Netapaharine Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Pad Padme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. My dear brother monk, Swami Nikhileswarananda from Ramakrishna Math, Bengaluru, all other respected dignitaries, guests present here, members of Vivekananda Study Circle of Indian Institute of Science, and
now can you talk more once?
So I am very happy to meet all of you this evening. I am very happy to meet you, all of you, this evening in this campus of Indian Institute of Science. First of all, I would like to congratulate Vivekananda Study Circle for organizing this talk and giving me this opportunity of meeting you all. At the same time, having Vivekananda Study Circle
This one. We can give this one.
at the same time,
This mic around can you remove more? It might echo again.
it might this Vivekananda Study Circle being started here is got of great significance, because as you know, this Vivekananda Institute, this Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, if you go to the genesis, in 1893, from Yokohama, a ship called Empress of India started for going to Vancouver, and there were two passengers, Jamshedji Tata and Swami Vivekananda. Both were co-passengers, and they talked about both the topics, spirituality and they talked about science and spirituality both. And Dr. Kalam, APJ Abdul Kalam, when he came to Porbandar, he was asked this question, how you became an admirer of Swami Vivekananda. Then he said, when I went to Tata's museum, at that time, scientific experiments going on. In the beginning, there was fight between science and spirituality, science and religion. Afterwards, there is now harmony is coming. So now harmony is coming. So Dr. Kalam was asked this question. Then he said, when I saw in the archives of Tatas a letter in the original handwriting of Jamshedji Tata, writing to Swami Vivekananda on 23rd November 1898, that you might remember me as a co-passenger from Japan to Chicago. I was remembering about your ideas on science and spirituality and of utilizing this spiritual force in a uh, scientific direction. And so, with that, I have now devised a scheme, Indian Institute of Science at Bangalore, and I have already announced a donation of 30 lakh of rupees at that time. 30 lakh rupees. That was 1/3 of the whole scheme. 2/3 was to be collected. And the whole country has to be galvanized to cooperate with this scheme and to get the approval from the government, British government, very difficult. Then Samjit Tata writes, I know not of a person who can be the general of this campaign than Vivekanand. Just imagine how much confidence he has got. I know not of a person who can be a more fitting general of such a campaign. Would you please write some pamphlets, help people come for appealing to the people to come forward to help this scheme. And then Pasha also went to Swami Vivekananda Belumat and repeated this request. And then Swami Vivekananda wrote to editor of Prabuddha Bharat, and Prabuddha Bharat brought out a beautiful article that no other scheme in our recent times in whole of India has come up with so much of prospect for the development of India in the name of science and religion both. And so it's a great step forward. It will be a step forward, and all the public should come forward to help it. And then not only that, Swami Vivekananda put Nivedita on the job, Sister Nivedita. And then Sister Nivedita used to meet Pasha, and then she followed it up. It's a very long story. I will not go into that story. But after a long tussle, because British government wanted only clerks in their education system, they did not want any research institute. So there was a great resistance from the British government, from the then Director General, asked so many questions, this and that. Why don't you give 30 lakh rupees to the government and we will take you out? Jamshid Tata said, no, there will be a separate trust in which this will be deposited. So they were very cunning, Lord Curzon and all that. Anyway, with Sister Nivedita's efforts, finally the British government had to bend down because of the pressure from the foreign countries also. And finally the scheme was approved and it came into being in 2009. It was launched, and then finally it came into being in 1911. But in the meanwhile, Swami Vivekananda passed away in 1902. Jamshedji Tata passed away in 1904. But their dream was realized. So, and this whole struggle that Sister Nivedita and others went through for establishing Indian Institute of Science, and it's a historical achievement. For the first time in the nation, research things comes up. An education system, education institution, which is not only clerk making, which Lord Macaulay wanted, but something different. And that is because of the visionary. And Swami Vivekananda disciple, Maharaj of Mysore, gave 372 acres of land where we are now standing. 372 acres of land he offered for this. Of course, the Maharaja Charmendra Raju, Shyamaraja Chandra, he of course died. And just imagine, Swami Vivekananda wrote to him just a few months before his death, my dear prince, this life is short. He is telling to that prince at that young age, he is telling, my dear prince, life is short. Vanities of this world are transient. In this short life, they alone live who live for others. The rest are more dead than alive. And within few months, he died. Just imagine, he was such a visionary, Swami Vivekananda, he could not foresee. And so he delivered. But he had become a disciple. And so when this scheme came, the dead Maharaja Krishna Raju, he was at that time minor, but his mother, came forward and gave this. Whatever it is Swami Vivekananda's contribution is immense, and Jamsetji Tata's, of course, contribution is immense, and with that Indian Institute of Science has come, and I'm very happy that Vivekananda Study Circle is running, and so Vivekananda Study Circle in this institute has got special responsibility, because Swami Vivekananda is connected with this institution even before the birth of the institution. So that relationship is there. And so I hope that this Vivekananda Study Circle will grow from strength to strength and will have many activities, some very novel activities and very different types of activities, which will become a role model for all the other Vivekananda Study Circles. Today only I had been to 2 education institutions where we have told them to start Vivekananda Study Circles. Of course, in one place they have Seshadri Institute they have got, but in Ramaiah they were going to start.
It is running, sir.
Running Ramaiah also?
Yes.
Running, you are going there.
Recently, sir.
And then yesterday we went to that RV. There they are going to start. So many institutes are now starting Vivekananda Study Circle. Just a few months back, I was in Kanpur at the invitation of Vivekananda Study Circle, IIT Kanpur. They are running, of course, from many years. And Madras IIT Kanpur also, they have got this Vivekananda Study Circle. So anyway, I am very happy that Vivekananda Study Circle is here is vibrant and is progressing fast. And still, I want more and more progress coming up and becoming a role model for the other Vivekananda Study Circles. And this Vivekananda Study Circle will prove a boon, and it will be very helpful to implement the message of Swami Vivekananda, because he said what we want is Western science coupled with Vedanta. Both have to go together. Simple modern science is developing very fast. Artificial intelligence is coming. So many ways, many weapons are being also devised. Nuclear weapons, chemical weapons, biological weapons, and the latest weapon, biological weapon, the pandemic, they say it was also man-made, we do not know. This recently we had undergone that suffering. So to what extent modern science, if not coupled with spirituality, can do damage? This is another extreme. So modern science can be a very great blessing for mankind. But who will give the direction? Spirituality will give the direction. Einstein was asked this question: what do you think about the Third World War? Einstein said, I can't say much about the Third World War, but I can say something about Fourth World War. That the Fourth World War will be fought with stones and sticks. Why? Because Third World War, the whole earth will be destroyed fully. And we have got such weapons, at present nuclear weapons, available, ready-made, with various countries, which can destroy the whole world not once, 6 times. Somehow or the other, because of the neutralizing of the forces, and each country is afraid if he has got, and if they use like this, what will happen to my country? Somehow or the other, that control is there, but any moment they may lose control and some foolish autocrat will come and finish the whole thing. So modern science has given such tremendous progress has been made, and such types of weapons are there. Who will save them? Who will save the whole world from these weapons? Modern science has created them. So modern science can give lot of speed, but spirituality can give the direction. If the direction is wrong, it will, rather than help, it will destroy ours. So we have to be very careful to use it. So main thing is, today there is a danger that all these nuclear weapons may be misused, and only spirituality can come to the rescue and provide that frame of mind. So UNESCO preamble says, since wars begin in the minds of people, it is in the mind of people that the defense measures must be constructed. Since wars begin in the mind, it begins in the minds of people only, not everywhere. First, in the beginning, in some, I thought has come to Russia that we must attack Ukraine. That thought came to the Putin, and then the whole thing started. So, since wars begin in the minds of the people, it is in the minds of the people that we must construct defense measures. And Dr. Josiah Oldfield, at the time of the Second World War, gave a beautiful statement. More wars are caused by good-tempered people trying to seek war measures than by the bad-tempered people trying to seek peace measures. So, they are discussing peace measures, but they are more dangerous because the bad-tempered people. So, good-tempered people, even discussing about war measures, they are less, but more war caused by bad-tempered people discussing peace measures rather than by the good-tempered people trying to discuss war measures. So that is why in that pretext, mind is very important. The purpose is very important. The purpose for which these scientific techniques are being used or misused depends upon spirituality. This artificial intelligence, to what extent it will go, we really do not know. If it is not well utilized, it may harm us and it may destroy us. At the same time, if we can make good use of it, a discriminating use of it, and proper use of it, it can be a great source of further development. So science and spirituality has to go hand in hand. Previously, why I am using this word spirituality instead of science is that, instead of religion, is that these are two different things. Religion is concerning the faith. Religion is concerning certain dogmas. Religion is consisting of belief in certain dogmas and rituals. But spirituality is connected with our inner growth, with our inner development. So these two are different. So that is why Dana Zohar, she is a professor in Oxford University. She has written the book, the name of the book is SQ, Spiritual Intelligence, the Ultimate Intelligence, where she says neurologically, physiologically, biologically, psychologically, from every point of view there is a concluding evidence. There is something called SQ, which is the basis of both IQ and EQ. What is IQ? IQ will tell you how to play the game of life. What is EQ? EQ will tell you how to play the game of life under changed circumstances with changed strategies. What is SQ? SQ will tell you why to play the game of life. What is the purpose of life? Why we are here on this earth? What do we want to achieve? So that at the time of death there is no regrets. And she gives a beautiful example. She says, unfortunately, we are living in a dumb society. We have forgotten the purpose of life. Very purpose of life. And that is why so many suicides increasing, so much of drug addiction, and so much of unrest in the youth, so much of violence. All these are product of unrest in the mind. And all this is because we have lost the purpose of life. We do not know where we are heading. We are going full speed. Nobody has time. If I say some young person, I say, please read the books. No time. Going full speed. But where do you want to go? I do not know. There's a beautiful Zen story. A horse was galloping at full speed and somebody asked, hey, where are you going? He said, ask the horse. I am not taking the horse. Horse is taking me. So we are not leading the life. Life is leading us. All are going mad after money. I also give whatever. All are going after package. I also go after package. All are going for this LSD. I also go for LSD. All are going and drowning themselves in the well. I also go to the well. Just like a flock of sheep, not thinking what is the purpose of life. Why are we here on this earth? He gives a beautiful example. By the side of the Mexican coast, There was a management consultant. And he saw at a distance a fisherman was sleeping in his boat. And that management can say, hey, what are you doing? Why are you not fishing? It is still afternoon. And that person says, sir, you know what happened? Early morning, I got a very big catch. So I sold that fish. I got a lot of money. So my quota of earning today over. And so I am relaxing. What? Is there any quota system here? You should go for more fishing and you will get more money. But what I will do with extra money? Why? Deposit. Deposit. He never heard the word deposit. Yes, deposit. Open a bank account. Jan Dhan Yojana. Open a bank account and deposit. Then go on depositing. And when you got enough, you purchase another boat. So when there is another boat, you will get still more fishes and still more money. But what do I do with that money? Again deposit. Likewise, go on depositing and go on purchasing boats. Then gradually you will have a fleet of lot of boats. There you become CEO of a multinational company. Then you move your headquarters from Mexico to New York and open branches all over the world. And then when you open all branches all over the world, naturally you have to take a lot of travel. So naturally there will be bypass surgery and there will be blood pressure. And when there are 3 bypass surgeries and the doctor says no more, so then you retire, sell the company. And with all that money come to me, I am an investment expert from Harvard. I will tell you how to invest. And when you invest like this, every month you will get fixed nice income. And then you will be able to sleep nicely without any tranquilizer. Sir, I was sleeping nicely, you woke me up. So, Dhanazwar says, this fisherman has got low IQ, doesn't know how to make money. And this management expert has got high IQ. He knows how to make money. But this fisherman has got high SQ. He knows the purpose of life is to have happiness and peace. But this management expert, he doesn't have SQ. He doesn't know the purpose of life. There is no wisdom in spoiling your health for getting wealth and afterwards to spoil that wealth for getting back the health which never comes. This is what everybody is doing. Going mad after money, increasing this one, that one, that one. But what is the purpose? No. Ultimately, ending up in the grave. And the grave, nothing will go. So, Alexander the Great, when he came to India, he was told by his guru, that Aristotle, that when you are going there, please bring a saint. So, after a long search, he found one sitting on the block of stone in the forest. And then he talked to him, he was very much impressed. Then he said, please come to my country. I have told my guru, I'll bring a good saint from India. So I'll build beautiful palace and nice clothes and food, everything you will get. And then saint smiled and said, why should I come with you? I am very happy here. The tree is giving me fruits, river is giving me water. I don't need clothes, sky is my cloth. I am not happy. No, you must come. I have promised my guru, I will take one good saint. So please come. You have to come. No, I will not come. Now Alexander became very much annoyed. How dare you say no to me, who nobody could tell no to me. And so he drew out the sword. If you don't come, I'll cut your head. And when Alexander the Great, when he drew his sword, the other person fainted then and there. Seeing his shining sword, other person fainted then and there. Here reverse thing happened. That saint started laughing loudly. You fool, you want to kill me? Don't you know your sword cannot pierce me? Don't you know water cannot melt me? Don't you know air cannot dry me? Don't you know fire cannot burn me? I am birthless, deathless, ever pure, ever blissful, Atman. Nainam chindati shastrani, nainam dahati pavakah, na chainam kledeyantapo, na shosheti maruta, achchedoyam, adayoyam, akledya shoshevacha, nitya sarvagata sthanur, achaloyam sanatana. I am that immortal bliss. I am that immortal soul having infinite bliss. Now, reverse thing happened. The sword fell down from the hands of Alexander. He became terrified. And then the saint said, "You fool, you want me to take to your country? I can see with my third eye, you are not going to reach your country." And the history says Alexander could not reach his country. On the way, he got a peculiar type of fever. And then he called his general. He loved his mother very much. He said, "I wanted to meet my mother before death, but I think I will not be able to meet. Now my last time has come. So please fulfill my last wish. Surely we will fulfill." What is that last wish? That when you put me to the grave, put my hands dangling from the outside the grave. We will surely do, but why this peculiar wish? I want to send the message to the whole world. Alexander came, conquered the whole world. So many elephants, so many horses, so many golden coins, so many gold ornaments, so much of land. Everything I got. Nothing can go with me. Everything I am living. At the time of death, I am crying. That saint at the time of death was smiling because he had conquered death. But I conquered everything except myself. So I am now weeping and empty-handed. I am going. Let the world receive the message. Empty-handed, we have to go. This is real success. Real success is what you take. Nothing you can take. Gold medal, no. Best certificates, honor, Nobel Prize, nothing will go. Only your karmas. So, this is the thing that SQ tells us what is the purpose of life, what is the meaning of life. And there, I'm coming to the point now, Dana Zohar says a person may be highly religious, every day going, ritual, going, fulfilling all rituals, fasting, going to the temples, church, mosque, everything. But at the same time, he will have low SQ, might be. He can have low SQ. And another person may not be following any ritual, may not be so-called religious, may not have anything to do with religion, so-called religion. But at the same time, he may be having very high SQ. So this equation we must, that is why there is a distinction I am drawing between religion and spirituality. So religion is concerning the rituals and faith, but spirituality is concerning the inner development. What we want more is spirituality. And in the context of Swami Vivekananda, I will say one more step forward. When I talk about SQ, I am also talking about Vedanta. Because Vedanta is the only philosophy that is coming very close to the modern science. Latest discovery of the modern science, latest discovery of the modern quantum mechanics, the theory of uncertainty of Heisenberg, and from that time onwards, the modern quantum mechanics has taken a turn which is going more and more towards Vedanta way. Culminating last 2022, the Nobel Prize was given, as you know, Nobel Prize in Physics 2022, Alan Aspect, Anton Zeilinger, and John Clauser. For what? They proved that universe is not real. Shankaracharya told so many times back, before that Upanishad told, Veda says, Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya. The world is unreal. Now they are proving it, but the idea is that they are proving mathematically. We had heard about it, Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya. But why Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya? Rationality is given by the modern science. Mathematically, they have proved that yes, whatever the whole world is existing because I existing. My consciousness gives rise to this whole universe. The universe depends upon me. So this is the fantastic discovery, latest discovery of the modern quantum physics, modern physics, where physics is now sort of entering into metaphysics. It's very small borderline. And really, the work of physics will be over when it goes into the metaphysics. There is a small borderline between physics and metaphysics. Here, what do we find? That line is almost gone. Because physics says that the world is unreal, And Vedanta says word is unreal. They have proved it from philosophical point of view. They have proved from scientific viewpoint. So here they are all merging, and that is why I am telling more and more the modern science is coming towards Vedanta, more and more it coming towards spirituality. And spirituality without this scientific background will not be of much use. Why? Because sometimes in the name of spirituality, we become emotional, we lose our logic, and we lose our control. So at the same, that is why Swami Vivekananda said, what we want is combination. Western science coupled with Vedanta. Both are essential. You cannot give up one. You cannot have only one without the other. Both are dependent upon each other. And if we really want a world where these weapons will not be misused and destroy the whole civilization, sanity will be required. This sanity will come from spirituality, inner development of the human being, change of the mind. Since the wars begin in the minds of the people, it is in the minds of the people that defense measures must be constructed. That UNESCO preamble has to be remembered, and that is why in this context, spirituality is complementing science, modern quantum mechanics. That type of spirituality we want. What type of spirituality? Which will support the findings of the modern quantum mechanics. At the same time, what type of science we want? Which supports the real spirituality. So both will be having there. So technology will give us speed, but spirituality will give us direction. So both are important. So science and spirituality should go hand in hand for real progress of humanity. And science is lame without spirituality, and spirituality is blind without science. This is what Einstein says, and the reverse can be also true. What is lame and what is blind doesn't matter, but both are dependent upon each other. That is what we can say. So metaphysics begins when physics ends. So now recently what they have done, that why Dana Zohar says that neurologically also SQ has been discovered, spiritual intelligence, based on a recent research on the parietal cortex, area of the brain involved in awareness of self. They have found out that, and they have given the name God spot. So this new research, it was 2021, suggests that brain's God spot may be rooted in neural circuits tied to the pennacular gray area of the brain stem. Now this God spot doesn't mean that they have found out God. Do not get confused. God spot is a particular spot in the brain when anything about spirituality is discussed. Here there is a spark. That is, they have discovered with the apparatus that there is a spark exactly at the spot where Shikha is kept by the Brahmins. Just imagine. And they used to say it is like jokingly we say it is an aerial by which the knowledge comes. But it is really so. Modern science says that is the God spot. That is the spot, SMS, that spot where the spark begins when you talk about spirituality. All the matters about spirituality comes there. After the recent discovery of the God spot and all other such researches converging into one point, that is what Dana Zohar has given all this research in one place and said that neurologically, physiologically, biologically, psychologically, from every point of view, there is a concluding evidence, something called SQ, spiritual intelligence. And she has gone into depth about the scientific explanation of what it is all about. IQ is a horizontal sort of neurons, and EQ is an aggregate of neurons which are in haphazard manner. And this SQ is giving the unity of all those neurons. It is unifying force. So neurologically they have gone much depth, and with that they have called that this basic purpose of life has to be there. So the greatest I will say the discovery of the modern science is this SQ, and we have to dwell more on this SQ, and this will be of immense importance and direct importance, particularly for the youth who have lost the direction of their life and who are really restless because they do not know where they are going, where should they go, they do not have any direction. It is at this time this SQ concept will help them, that there is a purpose of life. It is not that we have come here accidentally just eat, drink and go and die. No, we have not come to die. Why should you not commit suicide? Because suicide is not the solution, number one. It will give, you want to commit suicide because you are suffering more. But by suicide, you are increasing your suffering, because you will go to another Pret Yoni and there it will be more suffering. When again you have to be born again, and in the same circumstances, because of the law of karma, again you have to go suffer. So it is a reverse journey. And why they are talking about suicide is because they do not know the purpose of life is neither happiness, neither only enjoyment. The purpose of life is to have infinite bliss, infinite joy, infinite knowledge, which is inside every one of us. So Swami Vivekananda gave the gist of this. How to develop SQ, he has given the gist of that in his book on Raj Yoga. Though he has not given the name SQ, but he was given the gist of the whole thing in his book on Raj Yoga 100 years back. What is that? 125 years back. Each soul is potentially divine. The goal of human life is to manifest this divinity within by controlling nature, external and internal. Do this either by work or worship or psychic control or philosophy, by one or more or all of these, and be free. This is the whole of religion. Doctrines, dogmas, rituals, temples, churches, mosques are but secondary details. They are secondary details. They are not bad, but they are not important. How much I have achieved the manifesting the divinity, and how will you measure? That is the measurement of SQ. How will you measure? Sita pragyasya ka bhasha samadhistasya kesho sitadikim prabhashita kimasita vrajeta kim. What are the lakshana, what are the qualifications of a person who has reached the highest? So there is, he says, Bhagavad Sri Krishna replies to Arjuna in the second chapter with the Sthita Pragya Lakshana. He says, Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan atmanyeva atmanastustha sita pragyasta dochyate. He is a Sthita Pragya. He has achieved his highest spiritual excellence. Who is he? He has given up all the desires, wrong desires. He has given up. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan. And he is happy with himself. He is contented with himself. Atmaneva atmana tushta. He doesn't need any external help to make him happy. No external help, no external matter, no external item, no external person. He is happy within himself. But I can understand whether I have achieved that highest state of spiritual excellence, SQ. But how do I know that other person has achieved or not? So Sri Krishna immediately, he understands. Arjuna is very intelligent. Now he will ask this question. So he replies in advance. I have given you the subjective test that if you feel like that you have given up all your basic desires and you are contented yourself within yourself without any support outside, then you have reached the highest state. But if you want to know another person XYZ has achieved or not, I am giving you objective test. Dukkheshvano dignavanaha sukheshu vigataspriya vitarag bhaya krodha sthite dhirmuni ruchyate. Says Dukkheshvano dignavanaha. When suffering comes, he is not agitated. Dukkheshvano dignavanaha sukheshu vigataspriya. When so much of happiness comes, so many good things happen, he does not become elated too much. He is balanced. That is the balanced spirituality. Dukhesvano dignamana, sukheshu vigatas priya, vit rag bhaya krodha. Three things he has given up. Vit rag, rag means attachment. Bhay, fear. Vit rag bhaya krodha, and anger. So if somebody says, I have achieved spiritual excellence, and yet you find the person becomes angry, and yet you find the person is attached to some person or some item or even to Apple mobile or something, anything. If he's attached, if he or she is attached to something, or he or she is angry and burst out anger, and he or she is afraid of anything, anytime in his life, then still excellence is not achieved. So what a wonderful objective test given by Sri Krishna of the acme of SQ. But now, how to develop this SQ? That is given by Swami Vivekananda. These are the greatest gift of Swami Vivekananda to the modern scientific world. What is the greatest gift? These 4 yogas. So, there is a book Eleanor Stark has written in America. The name of the book is The Gift Unopened. And there she says that in America now, the American youth are so much suffering. Suicide is increasing, drug addiction is increasing, they are suffering, mental suffering, schizophrenia is coming, all sorts of maladies are coming. Do you know what is the reason? The solution of all these problems was already given by Swami Vivekananda 100 years back when he came to America. He gave the whole package for coming out of all these things. He gave the package. She also gives very good simile that Columbus discovered the soil of America, but Vivekananda discovered the soul of America. Soul of America he discovered. And just imagine at that time how much Americans got relief. They were under tremendous tension. They were thinking, I am a sinner, we are sinner, we are sinner. And at that time, Swami Vivekananda gave that immortal message of Vedanta, Shvetashveta Upanishad. Shrunuvantu Vishve Amritasya Putra, Aye Dhamani Divyani Tastu, Vedametam Purusham Mahantam, Aditya Varnam Tamasa Parastat, Tameva Viditvati Vritimeti, Nanya Pantha Viditayana. I have found the ancient one is beyond all miseries. By knowing him alone, you shall be free from all miseries. And then he said, dear sisters and brothers of America, let me call you by the sweet name, Amritasya Putra. Ye, the children of immortal bliss, holy and perfect beings, ye, divinities are sinners, it is a sin to call them so. It is a standing liable on human nature. Come upon loins and shake off the delusion that you are sheep. Your souls immortal, spirits free, blessed and eternal. Ye are not better, ye are not bodies, bat is a servant, not ye the servant of matter. He gave this nectar of Vedanta and they got a lot of relief. So, Eleanor Stark says, Swami Vivekananda at that time discovered the soul of America, gave the solution to all our problems, gave the nectar of Vedanta and gift in the form of 4 yogas. Long discourses on all the 4 yogas he had given, Raj Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga, and those are available in the book form. But unfortunately, the gift remains unopened. The name of the book is The Gift Unopened. And we in India also have kept this gift unopened. This is the right time when we are suffering too much. This is the time when the modern science has discovered SQ. This is the time when the modern science is also telling the purpose of life is not only just the mechanical things, not only material things, but something very spiritual. So at that time, let us open the gift that Swami Vivekananda has given in the form of 4 yogas. And so Swami Vivekananda says, each soul is potentially divine. The goal of human life is to manifest the divinity within by controlling nature, external and internal. Do this either by work or worship, psychic control, philosophy. 4 yogas. Raj Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga. You can have any 1 yoga, or 2 yoga, 3 yoga, 4 yoga. It depends on you. So Swami Vivekananda asked this question, which is the better one? That you have to decide for you. No, what you have taken, then Swami Vivekananda, I have taken all the four. And Romarola says, Swami Vivekananda rode on all the forces simultaneously, all the four horses simultaneously. That is, he practiced all the four yoga. And Swami Vivekananda also says, in order to have an integrated personality, in order to have maximum utilization of all our faculties, let us have combination of all the four yogas. So whenever I go to the youth, I give them the formula. We are very, 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 very busy. We have so many channels and so much of social media and so much work to be done. Don't give a big lesson and big homework. Anyway, I give a very small homework. 5-5-5, very small. What is 5-5-5 principle? 5 minutes of meditation, Raj Yoga, 5 minutes of prayer, Bhakti Yoga, and 5 minutes of inspirational reading, Gyan Yoga, morning. Evening, 5 minutes of prayer, 5 minutes of meditation, 5 minutes inspiration reading. Whole day, Karma Yoga. Whatever work you are doing, try to do in the spirit of worship. This is all. Simplest form. Great blessing for the modern mind. If you really want to develop SQ, here is a shortcut. People want shortcut. Instant coffee, instant samadhi, instant success, everything instant. They want all instant. So I am giving you, they are cheating. I am not going to cheat you. I am going to only advise you that even you can start with that. Then gradually you can increase the time if possible. But converting work into worship is very important. This is a new idea that is given by Swami Vivekananda. For our modern men, he knew that we are going to be very busy. We will have to carry out work. It is not possible for us to renounce the work. So he devised a new method altogether. And so Sister Nivedita, while introducing the complete works of Swami Vivekananda, she says beautifully, she has given introduction that this is the realization which makes Vivekananda the great preacher of karma. What is that realization? That one and many are the same. He was asked this question, did Buddhism preach that one is unreal and many is real? And did Hinduism say that one is real and the many unreal? Swami Vivekananda says, yes, that is true. And I and Sri Ramakrishna have come to add that one and many are the same realities seen from different angles. Same reality. One and many are not different. Same reality seen from different angles. Now, if one and many be the same reality, ultimately, what happens? What is the derivation? That it is all unity of existence. So Nivedita says, this is the realization which makes Vivekananda the great preacher of karma, not as diverse from, but as expressing Gyan and Bhakti. To him, the workshop, the laboratory, the industry, the business are as true and fit scenes for meeting God with man as the door of a temple or the cell of a monk. Why? Because every work is worship. Why? Because unity of existence. One and many are the same. It is unity of existence. This realization is at the bottom. No difference henceforth between sacred and secular. To work is to worship. To labor is to pray. To renounce is to conquer. What a beautiful introduction Nivedita said. This is the complete works of Swami Vivekananda. So these teachings of Swami Vivekananda, though he told 125 years ago, they are so fresh, so relevant, because we have not opened the gift that was given there. This is the right time. Let us open the gift. All the solutions given. All the problems that modern youth is telling is, all the problems I will say can boil down to one. That is, they don't have purpose of life. Once they discover the purpose of life, why are we here on this earth? Why we are existing? What do we want to achieve before we die? If once they come to know, then the problem is solved. Then they will go in a proper direction. They will not be directionless. There will be speed, but that will be speed with direction. At present, speed is there, but the direction missed. We do not know where do we want to go. So this SQ is very important, which is a product And this is possible. The discovery of modern science has given so many series of discoveries culminating in the discovery of SQ. So that is a great blessing for all us. And so that is why now we can appreciate what Swami Vivekananda said. We want Western science coupled with Vedanta. Because science will give us the rationality why we should practice spirituality. About SQ also, now there is a scientific evidence. Yes, there is SQ. What type of neurons they are making up this SQ. All details are given in that book. So I think perhaps that Fridtjof Capra has already given so many things in his book, but apart from that, so many other books are coming out. There is a book by Paul Davies, one of the great scientists for times. That is, Paul Davies has written the book, The Mind of God. The Mind of God. Now, we want to know many things. And he says, I don't believe in God. So I want to know the mind of God. So scientific proof he wants. So he went on scientific discovery. Then ultimately says that God means infinite. But mathematically there can be many infinites. So he made all this infinity into one whole. That is Cantor's absolute. Cantor. Cantor's absolute. So this Cantor's absolute he made. Now if we know Cantor's absolute, we have known God. We have known God. Because Cantor's absolute contains everything. And the last he says, it is not possible to know the Cantor's absolute. Because the mystical process is the only process whereby we can know Cantor's absolute, because Cantor's absolute contains the person of the mind of the person who is wanting to know Cantor's absolute. How do you know the knower? How do you know the subject and the object become, unless until this knower and known becomes one. This Triputi Ved goes, knowledge, knower and known. If three become one, then only you get the knowledge and realization. The same thing is given in a different language by Paul Davies in his book, The Mind of God. So what I am saying is that now many scientists are coming to realize the importance of mysticism, of meditation, of intuition, and gradually physics is overlapping metaphysics and both are merging with each other. So this is the time we are very fortunate that we are living in a modern science era when all this development is taking place at an alarming speed. Wonderful. Whatever, when our scriptures were telling, we were not able to believe that Brahma Sat Jagat Mithya. Now it has been proved experimentally by the Nobel Prize 3 scientists. Likewise, there were many discoveries. But I will say, as far as the students here are concerned, to give more importance to this SQ, and this developing of SQ means the combination of 4 yogas to implement 5-5-5 principle. It is very easy to start with 5 minutes of meditation, 5 minutes of prayer, and 5 minutes of inspirational reading. Similar in the evening, and whole day whatever work you try to do, you try to convert work into worship, because everything is worship. Now, there are various methods of converting work into worship. One is that of a devotee, where you offer all your fruits of the action to the Lord, that is Gita's Karma Yoga, or you may remain unattached to the work and the fruits in your own way with your willpower, with another path, or you try to take it as a worship, because whatever work you are doing is going to of benefit to somebody or the other, and there in that person resides the God, which is the message of Sri Ramakrishna, which was given by Ramakrishna Dev, and Swami Vivekananda implemented it through Ramakrishna Mission, Shiva Jnana Jeev Seva. So in either way, you can have this convert work into worship, either by Shiva Jnana Jeev Seva or by Gita way, that is offering your fruits of action to the Lord, whatever way you want. But converting work into worship, that is Karma Yoga, and prayer, meditation, spiritual reading morning and evening, that will give us gradually, allow us to manifest the divinity. And the more we manifest this divinity, then experimentally we will come to know. Now we are doing literally, we are just analytically we are doing. And just now theoretically we are trying to see about it. But experimentally we will feel about that divinity. And that is the point where the spirituality starts. And that is the real purpose of life. That let us not forget the purpose of life. So Einstein says, Albert Einstein, the small book is there, Word as I See It, available. I just got a copy from Amazon, very small book, Dr. Albert Einstein, The Word as I See It, in which says, the true value of a human being is determined primarily by the measure and the sense in which he has attained to liberation from the self. Just imagine, 100 years back, Einstein is telling in his book what our Vedanta says, that the purpose of life is to have liberation. Same word he is using. The true value of a human being is determined primarily by the measure and the sense in which he has attained to liberation from the self. Mukti, moksha. Same thing he is telling. And about the purpose of life, Dr. Lincoln Barnett, he has written the book. Name of the book is Dr. Einstein and the Universe. That is also available on Amazon now. So in that book, Dr. Lincoln Barnett says that man has a unique capacity. Man has a unique capacity of transcending himself and perceiving himself in the act of perception. No other species has got that faculty. In our scriptures, they used to say that there are 84,600,000 yoni, 84,000 yonis, isn't it? Species. 84,000 yonis. 84 lakhs of species. 84 lakh yoniya hai. That is what our scriptures said. But modern science, no. Modern science, no. Not 84 million, not 8.4 billion, 12.5 million. That is not much difference. That time no microscope and they are telling 8.4 million. Now with a microscope and all that you are telling 12.5 million. And maybe that time there was no cloning or all that and not many such species were there, whatever it is. So now at least modern science also says that 12.5 human beings is one out of 12.5 millions of species, only human beings. But second thing, both are telling. The old scripture said only human beings can have access to spiritual knowledge. And what Donna Zohar says, scientifically, it is proved that out of 12.5 millions of species, only human beings have got SQ. Only human beings. All the other yonis species have got IQ, including computers. They have also got IQ. But EQ is available only with a few species, not all. And SQ is available only with the human species. So now here both are, what our scripture said is meeting point. That SQ is available, and so that is our special prerogative. So Lincoln Barnett says, man has a unique capacity of transcending himself and perceiving himself in the act of perception. So Niels Bohr, another Nobel Prize physicist, says, man is an actor and spectator in this great drama of life simultaneously. Simultaneously. You see, there is a fight going between Bhim and Duryodhana. Okay. Now Bhim just takes up the gada and hits Duryodhana. Duryodhana dies. And so all the people, they know that Duryodhana has died because the great hit he has given. So, but when Bhim is trying to hit Duryodhana, he knows that I am Bhim, I am playing the role of Bhim, and he is playing the role of Duryodhana. At the same time, he knows my name is Suresh, his name is Ramesh. After 5 minutes, we are going to have coffee in the green room together. He doesn't forget that. And so outwardly it appears he is eating, but he is not eating hard because he knows I have to take coffee with him after 5 minutes. So that is why Neil Bohr says man is an actor and spectator in this great drama of life simultaneously. Now this faculty is only with the human being. No other species can have actor and spectator both. They can be only spectator or they can be only actor. They cannot be simultaneous. This is a special prerogative of human beings. So that is the special prerogative. So there is a beautiful book by Taylor de Chardin, Phenomena of Man. You know, he was a Christian father. He was a botanist, scientist. So his books were not published, were not allowed to be published because that went against the orthodox religion. After his death, posthumously, that book was published. The name of the book is The Phenomena of Man, Taylor de Chardin. So there he says beautifully, what is the difference between man and animal? He discusses this point. And somebody said intelligence. Then he said not necessarily so. Gives the example that supposing there is a cat. You find one day that you had kept some milk in the kitchen and in the night the cat came and stole away the milk. So next day what you do? You keep the milk hidden in some other room, and you find the cat has taken milk from there also. So who is more intelligent? Then what is the difference between a man and animal? And beautifully he says, while a man knows what he knows, an animal does not know what it knows. Man knows what he knows. Man knows how to steal the milk, but he also knows that stealing is not good. That power of discrimination, Vivek Buddhi is there. But cat doesn't have that buddhi. She only knows how to steal the milk, that's all. Not thinking whether it's good or bad. Now this thinking of good and bad, whether it's good or bad, this is Vivek Buddhi, power of discrimination. That is only with the human being. That is why we say, those who have got high Viveka, power of discrimination, they are greater. And the person who has got highest Viveka is called Vivekananda. That is why we worship him. That is why we respect him. Vivekananda. His name itself is Vivekananda, full of Viveka. Viveka means discrimination. And that is what differentiates a man from an animal. So this difference we must know. We must know, our youngsters must know that we are human beings. We cannot be like animals going only just by following our urges, natural urges. No. That is animal. They can do it. But we have to have a Vivek Buddhi. We have to have discrimination, whether it will be good or bad, whether it will be beneficial or not in the long run. What will be the result ultimately? And also, most importantly, a cat or a dog can never think about the purpose of life. It is only human beings who can think of purpose of life, which is a special prerogative. Man is an actor and spectator in this great drama of life simultaneously. So let us go on acting, at the same time let us be spectator. And that is all mindfulness all about. Being mindful of what I am doing, where I am, what is the purpose of life, which direction I am going, am I going the right direction? That is mindfulness. So we have to be mindful and we have to practice mindfulness. We have to have introspection and remember that we are human beings. We have a special purpose of life, and we are so fortunate that we are living in a scientific age where the latest discoveries of the modern science are confirming all the facts of Vedanta given thousands of years back. So what we want is science. We also want religion, spirituality, not religion, but spirituality, Vedanta. So both go in hand and lead us to the Supreme. So I am very happy to talk to you. Thank you very much.